President Biden warning Iran not to attack American troops in the Middle East as Israel readies for a ground invasion.
Israel has the right, and I would add a responsibility, to respond to the slaughter of their people. And we will ensure Israel has what it needs to defend itself against these terrorists. That's a guarantee. My warning to the Ayatollah was that if they continue to move against those troops, we will respond. And he should be prepared. It has nothing to do with Israel.
Joining us now, America's Newsroom co-host Bill Hemmer. Bill, good to see you.
Good to be back with you.
We just heard the president's warning. We saw a limited incursion by IDF into Gaza overnight, okay, for us. The question is, if and when that invasion happens, what's the response from those around Israel in the region? That's what the president's warning about. But what are we expecting?
Yeah, I think this is all fascinating, and I think it's moving on a very high level among a lot of people and big-time leaders in that region. I think you could probably play this out and think about what MBS, Mohammed bin Salman in Saudi Arabia, told Bret Baier about a month ago. He spoke with great optimism that they were going to develop an economic relationship with Israel and others around the region, and they were going to make it a destination for money from all over the world. I mean, there was a lot of optimism toward this. Now you have this situation. I believe that all those leaders in that peace agreement that they were working toward are still on board the peace agreement that they were working toward before. And I think President Biden is too. And I think they want to make this happen. And I think for that reason, the warnings have gone out to Iran to cool it, to knock it off. And with all these military elements moving into that part of the world, I think we're well equipped to buy ourselves a little bit of time and stave off the possibility that Iran acts up. I think it's telling that Hezbollah has not acted up on the northern front. Okay, when the last time a little bit here and a little bit there, but I mean their capability is massive. They have 150,000 rockets apparently now. That's what the last time they fought this war in 2006, they had rockets without GPS.
Right.
They were just shooting them off into the air and hoping they would hit something. It's a whole different matter now. And the fact that they haven't chosen to go after, I think right now for the region is a good sign.
So is the trigger the actual ground invasion? Does that get Hezbollah to then react? And is that why everything is taking so long? Because they're looking to stretch this timeline out and say to Iran, just cool it?
It could. I mean, you listen to all the military analysts, the suggestion they're giving is that when you put your most elite Israeli forces into Gaza, they're then tied down. I think it's I think it's possible. I'm happy that we have not seen the indicators that that's the case thus far.
You know, I like the point that you made about a lot at stake here. Hamas waged this attack at a time where we were seeing a lot of potential cooperation in the Middle East. Saudi Arabia in talks to, for the first time, really establish relations with Israel. Then Hamas comes in, and we see the dissolving of that potentially, but not entirely. And when it comes to Iran, the president keeps repeating, don't, and don't. And that's been something we've heard for all of those different countries. But hasn't Iran already done some? We are now seeing reports that Hamas was training with Tehran. So is don't a strong enough message to Iran? And do you think that is what's keeping this larger?
All great points. You had 3 of the terrorist leaders meeting yesterday in Beirut, Lebanon. What is that? Right? And it happened, and they had cameras there?
Right. Cameras.
Absurd. The point that you're making, though, about these Hamas terrorists in the Wall Street Journal, that they're reporting that up to 500 were trained over the last couple of months in Iran.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such an indictment. But the thing that gives me assurance on this is what's happening in places like Saudi Arabia. They're using a similar missile system to knock missiles out of the sky that are being launched from Yemen over Saudi territory toward Israel. And the Saudis are in cooperation on that. We're there, too, because we need to be. But I guess that's the hope I'm hanging on to right now.
And do you think the Saudis have a different approach this time around because of the potential financial impact and future that they see?
I think Mohammed bin Salman wants to make Saudi Arabia a different country.
Yeah.
And it's going to take a very long time. He's well aware of it. The Khashoggi matter did not help, period, end.
Yeah.
Joe Biden went into office and did not want to have the same relationship with the Saudis that President Trump had. He tried to change that. He found that the news of the day forced him to change his relationship and his attitude toward the Saudis, and we're seeing that play out.
Look, if MBS is looking for a chance to, go a different direction, I'd say now is that moment.
Yeah. Bill, thank you so much for joining us at the top of the show. We appreciate it.